Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. So today we're going to do something that has the potential to go a little sideways, but we're going to give it a shot anyway. Today we are going to do the Truthful YouTuber Tag. It's a tag that's been going around on YouTube, and I thought we'd give it a shot. So if that's something you're interested in watching, then you're in the right place. We're about to get into it.
I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf. I'm a lone wolf.
Alright guys, so there is a tag that has been going around YouTube called the Truthful YouTubers Tag. This was started by Mel Thompson, better known as Puffin's wife, on her channel. She was the first person to start the tag, and boy has it made the rounds on YouTube. Honestly, it was very interesting watching some of the responses to this tag. Recently, I watched Jen Love's reviews, and she's the one that put the challenge out there, and that's where I picked up the mantle and decided to do the challenge myself. And consider this a challenge to any influencer that's watching this video. If you've got the guts to do it on your channel. So I thought that this would be a good tag for us to do here on this channel because I have a different relationship with you guys. I know every influencer probably thinks that about their subscribers, but I genuinely do. I feel like I have a different relationship with my subscribers than your average YouTube influencer subscriber relationship, especially after our December extravaganza where we were doing lives every week and I talked to so many different contest winners. I just felt like I really got a lot more connected and I got to know you guys on a much more personal level. So I do feel incredibly connected to you guys. I'm also incredibly protective of you guys. So we typically don't do sponsorships. We don't do trends. We just keep it very real and very honest because that is what I promised you guys this channel would always be about. So when I saw the Truthful YouTuber Tag floating around, I thought, you know what? This will be a good test for us. So let's sit down and talk about these 15 questions and see as a channel how we're doing. Now, this tag doesn't work if you don't think that the influencer doing the tag isn't being 100% honest. So I hope you guys can trust me in being 100% honest to some of these questions. And I am going to be 100% honest with my answers. And fingers crossed we don't get in any trouble. Alright guys, so I have all of these questions on my trusty tablet here. So let's go ahead and dive in. Question number 1. Have you ever received a product, tried it, didn't like it, and then decided not to review it? I have to be honest with this question and say yes. I have typically only done this when, number 1, it usually is when it's an influencer product. So if an influencer out there has done a collaboration or if they've created a product of their own, they tend to feel very personal about those things. For understood reasons. They've probably spent a lot of time and energy and thought to create this thing that they're so excited about. And if it's a complete dud, sometimes I would rather just not review it as opposed to piling on or becoming part of that cancel culture or just getting on and doing a whole video dragging that product. Sometimes I feel like, especially if there's really nothing good about the product that I can find to say, I will just choose not to say anything at all. When it comes to bigger brands like, Estee Lauder, L'Oreal, those big brands that really could care less what I have to say, then no, I'm never going to not review a product because I didn't like it. I'll just be honest with you guys and I'll bring it on and we'll talk about it. But there have been times where I've chosen just to stay silent as opposed to dragging a product. I don't know. It's just a choice that I've made because I don't feel like we're kind of part of that pile-on culture here on this channel. But there is a caveat. If it's a product that you guys are really requesting a lot, I have been in that position where I have made that decision. I'm just not going to talk about it. And then I see my DMs and your comments and I think, well, here we go. We got to talk about it because you guys want to know. So I have made exceptions in those situations because you guys always come first. And if it's something that you guys really want to hear about, and I know there's no redeeming qualities about this product, then I'll just get on here and say that. But I have made that choice before. So yeah, the answer is yes. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments down below. Number 2, products that you use when you're alone but don't show or use online. You know, it's funny. I know a lot of influencers that do that. They have a certain highlight that they don't want everybody to know about because they don't want everybody to start using it. And there are certain things that they just want to keep personal and private, and I never really understood that. So no, I don't think there's anything in my everyday that I haven't talked to you guys about at some point or another, especially if it's something that's one of my favorites. I usually am excited about that product and probably bring that to you before anything else, with the exception of the Laura Mercier Cake Tight Liner. But I recently did talk to you guys about this in my 2018 favorites. And I think the reason why I never really talked to you guys about it is because it's a cake product, so it's kind of old-fashioned, I guess. Cake products you don't really hear a lot about online, so I was guilty of thinking that maybe you guys would just be like, oh my gosh, she's so outdated. But, you know, it's a product that you have to add a drop of water to, and then you just mix it up, and then you use a brush, and you tight line with it, and it is genuinely the best tight lining product that I have come across so far. I absolutely love this product, but I recently broke my silence on this little number in my best of 2018 video, so technically, no, you guys know about everything I use. Number 3, are there products that you want but won't buy because you don't support the brand? Yes, there has been a couple of products that I thought I would really like to get my hands on that particular product and talk with you guys about it, but because I have an issue with that particular brand, I choose not to. And we have one brand on this channel that I've made that choice about, and that's Tarte. And that was because we made a decision a couple of years ago regarding the practices of Tarte when it came to their inclusivity of different cultures and shades, and also their business practices. If you guys will remember, there was the hydrating Shape Tape foundation that was just the hybrid gel foundation repackaged, and they jacked up the price, changed the name on it, and then remarketed it to all of us and lied to everybody about it. So everybody that had tried the hybrid gel foundation in the past and knew it was garbage, it was such an unsuccessful product, didn't know that that's what the hydrating Shape Tape foundation was. So we all went out and spent $50 on the hydrating Shape Tape foundation because we thought we were trying a new product. When they got called out on it, they were like, well, yeah, it's the same ingredients, but we mixed it a little different, so you might like it. And I thought that that answer was atrocious. So not only did they not own the fact that they lied to all of us, they were only thinking about how could they milk us all for money, but in the end, they didn't see that they had done anything wrong. So for me, when a brand has money and the bottom line as that big of a priority over their customer base, that's when a brand can become dangerous. And they lost my trust. And when a brand loses my trust, the last person I'm going to recommend any of their products to is you guys, because I don't trust that they will take care of you. So ever since then, we have nixed it on Tarte. And yeah, there have been products from them that I have tried because, you know, it's my face. I'll risk my face. I just won't risk your face. That I actually like from them. And I don't talk about them on this channel because I don't want, I'm scared of you guys going and buying products from them because I don't have trust when it comes to them. So let me know what you guys think about us and Tarte. If you guys think that it's time maybe we gave them another shot and started featuring some of their products here on the channel, or if you guys are still in the camp of nope, we just don't need to go there. So Yeah. Let me know either way in the comments down below. Maybe that's something that we should change in 2019 here on this channel. Number 4, do you have any blocked words? Okay, so some influencers will have words that if someone writes a comment and that word is included in their comment, that comment will automatically be pulled and put in for review. So it won't be seen by anyone on the channel until the influencer looks at that comment and decides whether or not it should be seen. So I don't have any of those words on my channel. I'm a big free speech girl, so yeah, no blocked words here. Number 5, do you delete comments, and if so, why? Well, I can tell you in the years that we've been doing this, there have been 2 comments since we started this whole gig. One was a comment that told me to go kill myself, and the other was a comment that basically said the same thing, except not to me, to another subscriber down in the comment section. And that type of verbiage I just don't tolerate. So both of those comments were deleted. But honestly, guys, I am not a believer in deleting comments. So here's my issue when it comes to speech and when it comes to comments and free speech. Now, this might be my bias because through my education, I was always part of the debate team. And so I feel like there is room for good, healthy debate in the beauty community. I feel like that's how you have healthy conversation between 2 people that have differing opinions. That's the best way to come to resolution, or for both of those parties to feel like they've been heard, is to have a good, constructive conversation and good, healthy debate. I feel like that hate speech or hateful speech is something that should be allowed, and the solution to that is more speech, more good speech, because more good speech and more healthy debate will make that person realize how isolated they are or how hateful their comments are. So I have always been a true believer in the best solution for ugly speech is good speech and smart speech and constructive speech. I don't feel like the solution is to ban those people. I think because when you ban hateful speech or you ban people that are, you know, speaking mean things, that they can martyr themselves and say, oh, well, they couldn't handle it and they deleted my comment or they've blocked me. And I think it gives them some kind of elevated status. People like that tend to thrive on that kind of stuff. So the last thing I want to do is give that to them. But I do feel like the best solution for people like that and comments like that and speech like that, the best solution for that is more speech and more good, healthy, constructive dialogue. So I am not a deleter. I am not a blocker unless you cross a line. And that line is inciting violence or asking or telling someone to go and commit violence on themselves or others, i.e. killing themselves. That's a line that will get you deleted. Number 6, do you block people? Same answer. I am not a blocker of people. I have blocked one person on this channel, and it is the same person that told me to go kill myself. I don't think I would ever block someone unless they continued to come back and say, go kill yourself, go kill yourself. I would block that person, but other than that, no, I'm not a blocker either. Number 7, have you ever lied about a product to stay on good terms with the brand? No. I don't understand why an influencer would do that. So say you have an influencer like Tati. Why would she not say something good about L'Oreal? Because it's not like a company like L'Oreal could make or break Tati. Like, they can't make her subscribers stop watching. So I don't understand what would keep an influencer from saying something negative about a product, because it's not like that brand can make or break them as a YouTuber. They might lose out on a sponsorship. Maybe they won't get PR from that brand anymore, but it's not like they can destroy your career. So why wouldn't you just be honest? And by the way, I'm just using Tati as an example. I think Tati is, for the most part, a very honest and trustworthy influencer. So I was just using her as an example. But, I mean, I guess sponsorships and PR maybe is that important to some influencers, that they would refrain from saying something negative about a brand because they're afraid of what that brand will do. I just don't know what a brand could ever do that would be that serious enough to make you lie on your channel. Then again, some of these brands are flying these people like to Maui and places like that, so maybe it's because they don't want to lose their vacations. I don't know. I think it all comes down to that same old thing of, do you sell your soul to the devil for any price? Personally, there's no price, including Tahitian vacations, that would ever make me get on here and lie to the people that I care about the most on this platform. Besides, I can take my own vacations. I don't need NARS to send me. Number 8, have you ever initially liked a product when you reviewed it and then changed your mind but didn't let your audience know? The answer to that question is no, but I will tell you that this was a hard lesson I had to learn when I first started as an influencer. When I first started, I wanted to do that whole full face of first impressions. Yeah, well, those videos ended quick on this channel because I realized that first impression videos are absolutely worthless. What I found myself having to do after I filmed a full face of first impressions is that I would have to do follow-ups, because inevitably I would film a full face of first impressions and my first impression of like a concealer would be that it looks beautiful. Oh my gosh, it looks so pretty. It's covering my dark circles, and then 8 hours later it's cracking off my face and sinking into all of my fine lines and wrinkles, and I'm like, now I'm all panicked about it because I feel like I have to run and make another video, which I did, and I did follow-up videos, so it created double work for me, because now I'm having to come on and say, oh, by the way, that first impression that we did, never mind, they suck. So I just nixed the whole first impression thing altogether, and now we don't do first impressions here. So by the time that a product is talked about with you guys, it has already been through that process, and I already know if I like it, if it works or not, before I even bring it to you guys. So even in the instances where I've done first impressions videos and it was ended up being a bad product and I initially liked it, I did do a follow-up video to come back and correct myself. So I can honestly say that I have never initially liked a product when I reviewed it and then changed my mind and didn't let you guys know. I've always let you guys know. Number 9, influencer that you don't trust. Ooh, so that's a sticky one. I don't think I'm going to answer that one, because I think that question in particular could start some drama out there in the community, so I'm not going to answer that one. But I will say, as far as influencers that I don't trust, are typically influencers that don't disclose sponsorships when you know that they're reading scripting and they're not disclosing it. That really bothers me. For example, Tarte, when they did the Shape Tape foundation, they had the hydrating foundation and they had the matte foundation, and I saw the offer of, we'll sponsor your video and we'll pay you, but we want you to talk about the foundation like this. We want you to do half of your face this way, half of your face this way. We want to make sure that you say this, this, and this, features and benefits, and we'll pay you for your review. And all of a sudden, when the foundation came out, there were like 50,000 videos out there of, hey guys, I have an idea. Let's do half and half with these foundations. And I was just like, oh my gosh, are you serious? Like, it was... And when I saw that, especially once you see the offer and then you see all the influencers doing it, you're like, oh man, it did really change my opinion on a lot of influencers, because it was so simple. Just tell your audience that this is a sponsored video. I don't have a problem with sponsored content. What I have a problem with is you acting like it's your genuine opinion and that it's not verbiage that the company gave you to say, and you're basically lying to your subscribers. That's a big deal to me. That is the whole reason that this channel was even created, because I was feeling a sense of frustration about who I could trust out there in the space and who I couldn't. So from the jump, we made the decision here that we were going to talk about real issues, and we were always going to keep it honest here. And that's what we've done. So any influencer that doesn't do that is going to be an influencer that I don't trust. But I'm not going to name names. So we're going to move on to the next question. Number 10, influencers that you trust the most. Well, there's actually a couple. Jen Loves Reviews is an influencer that I trust. Stephanie Nicole is an influencer I trust. Raw Beauty Christie is an influencer that I trust. Wayne Goss is an influencer that I trust. They're out there, and you guys know the influencers out there that are genuine, because you can tell. You can tell ones that are genuine and ones that are kind of hokey, and you know what I'm saying. So those are a couple of influencers that I trust. Number 11, secret tips or product application that you don't show while on camera. You know what? Honestly, I have pretty much showed you guys how I apply just about everything. I think the only thing that I probably do on a regular basis that I don't actually share with you guys is more of a tool. Like, I use these little things all the time, and I don't know that I've ever talked to you guys about these. For those of you that don't know, I have a lot of fine lines and wrinkles underneath my eyes. So applying concealer a lot of times, and especially setting concealer with powder, can be, you know, a pain in the butt, because a lot of times we'll apply concealer and then before we can even get the powder to our face, it's already creased. And you have to make sure that you've tapped out all your creases prior to setting your concealer. And these little suckers help me do that. So they are just little detachable things that come like this. Real Techniques sells them. And they're just little sponges, and I will dampen these, and I will keep them here on my vanity, and that's what I basically use them for, is to press out creases under my eyes right before I go in and set with powder. It's not usually something that I'll film when I'm, you know, putting my makeup or something on, so I don't know that I've ever talked to you guys about these, but I use these. I honestly think that this might be the only thing, that and layering. And layering I don't show you guys because it's just time consuming. I don't think it's something that you guys would like to see. But what layering basically is I have really, really dry skin. So a lot of times I will layer. So I will put a primer on, and then I'll let it sink into the skin, and I will take a very hydrating facial spray, and I'll spray my face. Then I'll go in with my foundation and my concealer, and then I'll spray my face and let that sink in. Then I'll go in with my powder and my bronzer, and I'll spray my face, and I'll let it sink in. So I will layer with hydration, especially if my face is having like a really dry day. But I don't film that for you guys because I don't know. I think you guys are going to be like, what in the world is she spraying all that on her face for? So I think I leave that out for editing purposes more than anything else. But I think those are the only two things that I do like on an everyday basis that I probably have never filmed or talked to you guys about, which is layering for extra hydration and using these little sponges to pat out creasing. And a lot of times my eyes will start watering really bad too when I'm applying makeup, so I'll have to stop and use one of these little sponges to kind of catch that watery eye-ness. And these are great if you find that your eyes water throughout the day, because you can just flip this around and toss it in your purse, and it's so cool to just be able to pop it out and pat out your concealer if your eyes have been watering, and then just pop it back in and throw it in your purse. It's like having a little beauty blender at your beck and call all day long. So, but those are the only two things that I think I do every day that I probably just don't share with you guys when I film. Not because I didn't want you to know, just because, I don't know, I didn't think you would think it was interesting, I guess. Alright, so those were the only secret tips or product application that I didn't show while on camera. Alright, so number 12 is, have you ever showed one product but were actually using another? No. Why would you do that? Wait, I don't understand the question. Have you ever showed one product but were actually using another? Oh, I guess that is the question. So I don't know why one would do that unless the product that you were using like really sucked and you didn't want your audience to know that it really sucked, so you were using another product in its place, maybe like for the application part, so that your audience would think it was one thing when it was really another. And if that's happening on channels, then shame on you. That's really bad. That's like worse than lying about a sponsorship. I hope that's not going on anywhere. That's really bad. If you're doing that, stop doing that. Your subscribers want you to not lie to them, and that's lying. Number 13, have you ever not disclosed a sponsorship? No. That's an easy one for this channel, mainly because we're really small and we don't get big sponsorships. No, in all seriousness, we have had several offers for smaller sponsorships, and for me, it's just not worth it. I would much rather just be honest with you guys and keep my opinions incredibly real and honest with you guys. Now, if a time ever comes where like a big brand comes and offers like big money for me to sponsor a video and talk to you guys about a specific product, you know, I don't have a problem with sponsored videos. What I have a problem with is lying about a product in order to get money. So as long as a brand approaches this channel and says, do you care to talk about these products? Whatever your opinion is okay, and we'll pay you for talking about these products, I don't have a problem with that. I would get on here and I would tell you guys, I would probably be really excited and be like, oh my God, you guys, we got our first sponsorship. I would probably be really excited, but I would never take it if they didn't allow us to have a free-flowing conversation about what we genuinely thought about the products that they were asking us to talk about here on this channel. So, yeah. They'd have to either let you and I have a very frank conversation about the way that those products performed, or we'd have to turn it down. So that's where we're going to stand on sponsorships. Let me know if that's okay with you guys, or if you guys think we should maybe go a different route with sponsorships if they ever come our way. So let me know in the comments down below. Number 14, have you ever had a bad interaction with a brand? Yes. And for those of you that know my Kate Somerville story about that product that made my eyes blow up, and oh my gosh, you guys, it was so bad. And my initial engagement with them when it came to talking with them about the concerns that I had about this product and about the component, they were not receptive and they were very defensive, and that was a very bad interaction with a brand. I've also had bad interaction with Tarte when I had that whole tweet conversation with them about what they did with the hydrating foundation. That didn't go well at all either. There was no ownership of the issue, and I've had some pretty bad interactions with brands, but I will say that I've had some genuinely great interactions with some brands as well, particularly Cashmere Nicole. For those of you that don't know, Cashmere Nicole owns the Beauty Bakery, and her and I have had several conversations about our kids and about life in general. But she initially reached out to me when she saw the foundation review that we did on the foundation, and she reached out to me because it was a big thing online. People were struggling with that foundation, and I was honest in that video and said when I first started with this foundation, I struggled with it. But I kept at it, and I did my research, and I got online at the Beauty Bakery website, and I got into the detail and read about how that product is supposed to be applied, because it's not just applied like a regular foundation. And once I did that, and I tried again, it was flawless. And I documented that whole process and was very honest about it online, because I saw this huge pile-on bandwagon going on with people saying that this foundation was garbage. And when I first tried it, I thought I was going to end up saying the same thing, but when I figured it out, I was you know, really excited to tell you guys that it was actually a good product. You just needed to know how to use it. And she noticed that, and she just reached out to say how much she appreciated that. So as a brand owner of a whole brand, for her to reach out to a small influencer like me and say, listen, thank you for taking the time to do your research on the product. I genuinely appreciate it. And I've reached out to her since then. We've built a relationship since then. We talk about our kids. We've talked about all kinds of things. But since then, she's incredibly successful. She's a wonderful, wonderful person inside and out. But she is a great example of somebody that can be the owner of a brand and genuinely a nice person that genuinely cares about her customers. So I've had really bad experiences with brands, but I've also had really, really good experiences with brands as well. All right, number 15, have you ever bandwagoned with other people's thoughts on a particular product? I have to say, when it comes to a video, no. When it comes to my purchase, yes. I have been guilty of like buying a certain product or avoiding a certain product because everybody is saying it's wonderful, so I have to get it. Or everybody's saying it's horrible, and I'm like, oh my God, I don't want it. I have been guilty of either purchasing a product or avoiding a product because of what everyone is saying. But if I, you know, try it and then I'm like, oh my God, this really is a good product, you know, then I'll continue to use it and I'll bring it to you guys and I'll talk to you guys about it. The thing is you guys don't ever see all of that happening because, again, I will go through trying a product and figuring all of that out long before I ever bring it to you guys. So no, I have never bandwagoned with other people's thoughts on a particular product as far as a video is concerned. But I have done it when it comes to purchasing, whether I've bought it or not. Sometimes that is very influenced by popular opinion. And the very last one, things other creators do that get on your nerves. You know what? For the most part, it's mostly like moral and ethical things that bother me. I don't like people that are manipulative with their subscribers. I don't like people that use their subscribers as like an ATM, pushing codes every 5 seconds, constantly doing paid content and not disclosing it. That really, really bothers me. I'd say that's probably my number one. I think my number 2 pet peeve is unrealistic influencers. So I think there is an issue with influencers out there that have lip fillers and under eye fillers, and when they do tutorials and things like that, they're using products that translate really good on film and behind camera. But if you were following along at home and then walked outside and got in your car and flipped the visor down, you would be like, oh my God, why do I look like I have a mask on my face? Because a lot of those products and techniques don't translate well outside in the everyday with your average woman. And that bothers me. I feel like there aren't enough influencers out there that show their face with fine lines and wrinkles and all of the hyperpigmentation. And I don't think there's enough influencers out there that talk about realistic struggles, like how to put on concealer when you have all of these wrinkles on your face, or just setting realistic expectations, saying to their subscribers, hey, listen, it only looks like this because I'm filming on this camera. Like, it doesn't really look like this in real life. Or, you know, things like that. I've watched people pile on foundation and concealer and so much powder that I know in my head I'm just visioning this poor woman at home following along and what she's going to look like when she steps outside. And I don't know. I just think, for me, unrealistic expectations out there for us women in the beauty world, I think is very, very damaging. Because unfortunately, a woman will walk outside and go, oh my God, what did I do wrong? And she will beat herself up because she will think that she's not good enough at makeup, and she must have done something wrong because her face looks awful outside. And no, everybody's face is going to look awful outside if you pile on that much product. So, yeah, I don't know. I just wish influencers were a lot more upfront and realistic when it came to managing subscribers' expectations. I wish that they were just a little more truthful and realistic. All right, guys, that is it. All 15 questions. Oh my God, we survived. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. If there's any answers to these questions that you guys would like to see different here on our channel. Also, let me know down in the comments below if you think it's time to lift the ban on Tarte, if you think it's time to lift the ban on Kate Somerville. Let me know what you guys think. So let me know if you guys think that we're on the right path. Let me know what you guys think you would like us to do in the event that we ever did get offered like a big sponsorship somewhere down the road, how you guys would like for us to handle that as a channel. Let me know. So let's get a conversation going down in the comments. Listen, thank you guys so much for coming by and hanging out with me today. I know this was a different kind of video, so I really appreciate you guys hanging out with me. Make sure you're following me on Instagram at Erica Approved, and as always, I hope everybody is very happy and very healthy, and I will see you guys in the next video.